Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their daily chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with this channel and support and resistance. Now, just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account and you'll get 2 free stocks. And I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account. You'll get 1 free stock. And just to let you know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is October 4th, 2021. It is Monday. And as you can see, it was a red day in the market today, a very big red day. The S&P was down 1.29% today. The Dow was down 0.92%, and the Nasdaq was down huge today, 2.14%. So a huge sell-off in the tech sector today, and overall just a huge sell-off today in the market. Very bad way to start off the month of October, but we'll see if things pick up for the rest of the week and for the rest of the month. And let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I'm going to be covering Lucid. I don't think I've ever covered this chart yet, so this will be the first time covering their chart for me. So today Lucid was trading at, it closed the day at $24.10. It was down 47 cents, or the equivalent of about 1.91% on the day. Over the past week, this stock is down 7.16%. In the past month, however, it is up 26.44%. So it's been having a very good month. In the past 3 months, even though it's been up, in the past 3 months, it is still down 12.36%. So even though it's up the past month, it's still down in the past 3 months. Over 12%. In the past year, however, this stock is still up 145.92%. So as you can see from the chart, you know, this thing had a huge run up coming from $9.60 as a low. It came from being a SPAC. It had its SPAC merger right around here in January. And right after that, we had a huge run up in price. This was before the merger, actually. Right before the merger, they had the huge run up in price to a high of $64.86. And that was the all-time high that was hit on February 18th of earlier this year. And that was right before the correction that we had in the Nasdaq earlier this year. And that was right around when all the SPACs were just running and everybody was going crazy over the SPACs, and all the, you know, tech stocks and the growth stocks were really running and getting out of control. And you know, there was a correction in all of those stocks. So a lot of these charts look similar to this. You could see that this thing just went straight up, no consolidation on the way up. And obviously, you know, you should know by now that when you don't see any consolidation on the way up, you're going to see it come back crashing down and consolidate on the way down to fill in the gaps, okay? And as you can see, it did gap down huge, leaving this big gray block here, which is the gap that I highlighted here in this gray area that it left behind when it fell back down. Okay, so let's check out the support and resistance areas real quick. As you can see at the top here, I have a resistance area that is going to be key in the future. If it does get back up to this area, we're going to need to break $58 if we want to see this thing make a new all-time high. As you can see, it got up to $64.86 to make an all-time high, but we were unable to get above $58 we were unable to close above $58. Okay, so that's going to be a key area that we need to get above and close above in the future. Once we get back to these levels, we want to see this thing close above $58 because that's where we failed to close above when we were at these levels. Okay, so that's where we'll want to see this thing close above in the future. Okay, so that's going to be resistance in the future. Going down our chart, you could see the gap here it left behind. That's going to be between $44, just about, give or take, $44 to around $56. Okay, so that's going to need to be filled in the future when this does get back up to these levels, if it does. So we'll see this thing, we'll see if it does get back up here. We're going to want to see that gap get filled in on this daily chart. Between 44 and 56, there is a huge gap left behind on the daily chart. And going down our chart here, you could see we did have a little bit of resistance on the way up around this $35 area. Okay, so we will see a little bit of resistance probably around this $35 area. You could see after the initial bounce, we did see some resistance at $35 right around this area. So that will probably end up being resistance in the future. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that $35 area as that was resistance on the way up. Okay, now moving down our chart here, it looks like this $29 area is the resistance we are having trouble with here. You could see we are kind of stuck here, and it looks like my line got moved here. I'm going to need to move that. Okay. So it looks like it's going to be, yeah, $29 is our area that we want to see this thing break, because it is stuck in between this $29 resistance area and our support down here, which has been holding around $17.30. That is where it dropped from the all-time high, went down to that $17.30 area, and it held during that correction here. So you could see around February it was at those all-time highs, and we dropped very quickly to that $17.30 area in April here. So from February to April, we ended up at $17.30 from $64. Okay, so that is not a lot of time. That is a very sharp drop in a matter of 2 months here. Okay, so you could see how quickly this stock dropped and how quickly these SPACs fell out of favor in the market during that correction. Okay, that just goes to show you how quickly things can turn around in the market, and the sectors can rotate. The money can change into different sectors. So just, just watch for that in the future if you are, trading these stocks. Okay, so definitely we are going to need to break out of this $29 area, because we have been stuck between this $17 and $29 resistance here since hitting this in April. So since we got in between here, we've just been going back and forth between this support and resistance since then. So you could see we've been bouncing up and down, really going nowhere since April. So we need to break this $29 resistance. As you could see, we just tested it just recently at the end of September, and here we are in the beginning of October, and it looks like we might be headed back down as the market has been selling off for the past couple days here, the past week, and might be taking this stock down with it, as all the EV sector has been selling off also. So hopefully we are not going to sell off, but it looks like the EV sector is selling off, and we might be headed back down to that $17.30 area to test that support again. Okay, so just watch out for that. But as we zoom in here, you could see we just lost our 8-day moving average here in the white. We closed below there Friday. And you could see today we failed to get back to it. We traded right to it, but we did sell back off. And we still are above our 200-day moving average here in the yellow. Our 50-day moving average, we're still above that in the blue. And our 21-day moving average here in the light blue, we're still maintaining above that. But as you can see, we're starting to form a downtrend here. 4 days in a row, making lower highs and lower lows. So it looks like we might be headed down to this support again. So let's take a look at our weekly chart and see what's going on here. And not much to see on this one. You could see we are still being supported by our moving averages here. And it looks like our 50-period moving average here in the dark blue is acting as support for us here. So this dark blue moving average here, the very short one, is acting as support. As you could see, when we bottomed out here last time testing that support, that's what held us up here as we were able to close above it when we bottomed out. So that will act as support in the future, so keep an eye on that one. And that's about it for the weekly chart here. But we'll switch back over to the daily chart for one last look. So ultimately, we're going to need to break this $29 resistance and then work on this $35 resistance also. That's going to be a big barrier that we need to cross, though, is this $29 resistance if we want to move forward, because we're basically just treading water between the $17 support and this $29 resistance for the past couple months here. So we need to break that $29 resistance area if we want to do anything here, okay? If we want to ultimately go back up to fill this gap in, that is the ultimate goal. So I'll keep an eye on this one. I'll do an update if anything changes. And that's it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button if you guys like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time on Chart Stoppers.